Hey everybody, Billy the Tank Tutko here from T3. I'm going to talk about a couple of things with use of force and avoiding the fight. First and foremost, we want to avoid the fight. You want to use all your verbal judo, your physical abilities to avoid getting in a fight. I'm going to talk about a couple of things along with that today that I don't hear people talk about a whole lot. I'm in the great state of Florida. So we have stand your ground laws. Stand your ground doesn't mean you have to stand your ground. You can stand your ground, but just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do something. And let me tell you, if it keeps me from having to get in a fight, especially a gunfight or a life or death situation, I am going to give ground. What are some reasons why I want to give ground? I want to give ground to get myself in a better situation. Maybe out of like a bottleneck or something like that. Maybe just because it may help diffuse the situation and keep that situation from going to the next level. So it's very important that we understand, yes, you can stand your ground, but that doesn't always mean you should stand your ground. We can move, we can create distance. What does distance give us? Distance gives us time and options. The more time I have, the more I can think about what I may need to do. The more time I have, the more options I may have. This are things that we need to think about. What's one of the things that gives us time and options? Situational awareness. Being situationally aware of what is happening around you, where you're at, who's around you, is going to give us time. It's going to give us options. It's very important to be situationally aware, and the number one thing that destroys that for us these days is our phones. Phones are one of the worst things when it comes to situational awareness that's out there. Try to stay off your phone. If you have to use your phone for something, maybe for directions or something like that, or you're looking something up, pull yourself into a restaurant or into a side venue or something where there's people at, where there's good lights. Do what you got to do and then get going back on your way. But try not to be on that phone all the time. It is something that distracts us and keeps us from being aware of what is happening around us. Avoiding the fight. Just because we can stand our ground doesn't mean that we should. Always being situationally aware. What are some other things that will help us avoid the fight? Tools. Tools can help us avoid the fight. Several kinds of tools. One of my favorite tools is a flashlight. Okay? And I've actually used this flashlight to avoid a fight before, not this specific one, but one very similar to it. Simply by flashing somebody in the face from about 25 yards away and telling them that they didn't want to come over to me because everything that I had, they did not want. And it was just enough to make that guy think about what he was doing and maybe that I wasn't the person to approach at 2 a.m. at the gas station. A flashlight is a very good tool that we can keep on our body that gives us options for different things. Flashlights also are important for me as another tool also for striking. But I don't want to have to strike somebody with my fists. I would much rather use this flashlight than my fist. And most of my students, specifically my female students, I don't want them punching people with their knuckles. I'd much rather have them hitting something with metal on somebody than their bone. Now, if they have to, yes, use their bone. But flashlights are good for that. One, you can blind an individual. Two, you can do strikes with it. It gives you some options. It's good to have options. There's pepper spray out there. There's expandable batons. There are other things out there that you can use to create other avenues to go down than just deadly force or running away, which we should avoid the fight at all costs. Try to avoid the fight the best you can. It's not something that is going to be a pleasant experience for anybody.